Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. This show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we're here every single Wednesday to help you understand the technical side of the real estate industry. And what we're talking about today are the next steps for your real estate career. Now, we are live over here on Facebook, on YouTube, on our Success Center at tampaschoolofrealestate.com/success. We've got a great show for you today, whether you're looking to get started in real estate. Maybe you're trying to get your first deals. Maybe you're trying to build a team. Maybe you're trying to invest in real estate. Maybe you're trying to open your own brokerage. Whatever that next level may be for you. Stay tuned to today's episode as we break down the next steps to get to that next level of your real estate business. So stick with us. My name is John Carissimo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Carissimo. This show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday to help you understand the technical side of the real estate industry. And what we're talking about today are the next steps for your real estate career. Now, you might be just getting started, or you might have plans to open your own brokerage. So the thing is, there's a lot of parallels that you'll experience whenever it is that you're trying to go to that next level, that next tier, that next step, whatever it may look like. Where you may be at on this path may depend. You may be just starting out. You don't even have a license yet. You're just a consumer of real estate. And maybe you already do some real estate investing, but do you do real estate investing to the fullest of your capabilities and potential, or would there be additional resources you're able to unlock by having a real estate license? Or for a lot of people that are looking to become a real estate investor, they see getting a real estate license as the most logical path to move from being a complete consumer when it comes to real estate. Maybe you don't even own a home. Maybe you only rent a home. And you'd like to own some real estate, whether that would be investment property or just your own investment. But how do you take this to that next level? How do you become a professional? And if we're talking in the arena of brokering deals, selling real estate, well, you can't be paid at all unless you have a professional license. But here's the thing with being a professional. Now, this is great. You can make 6 figures a year being a real estate professional, but at some point you probably want to have a real estate team. Maybe at some point before you get to a team, maybe you want to be an investor. So these could be in either spot. But if you do want to start a team that's more of a business, and how is a team more of a business than just a professional license? Why would that maybe be considered the next level? Well, this is where you're able to buy back your time more. So everyone looking for financial freedom, these are what's going to get you closer to financial freedom. These are ultimately, really, especially the investing side of things, that really truly can be financial freedom. But the thing is, these here have the tendency to get more money. At least initially. until you're able to level up to those next tiers. That's where you can unlock even more money. Because the reality is, what you're really unlocking is the time. Because now, rather than just you and your professional license, you could have a team. And you could do this without even being a real estate broker. You do not need to be a real estate broker to be able to run a real estate team. That's the great part about teams. You're essentially not really a brokerage, but you're a group of individual professional licensees organized in a manner very similar to how a brokerage may be organized or structured, more of a business setup. Again, there are certain limitations to being a team versus being your own brokerage. So ultimately, that may be also something that you want to do. Starting your own brokerage, that would be the next level from the team, for example. But the thing that's great about the investment opportunities is these are usually going to require the least amount of time. They're going to require time to acquire them, but otherwise, aside from some management for the property, which you might be hiring another brokerage to do property management, because maybe you don't even want to be bothered by the management of your own investment properties. There's a lot of real estate professionals that do that. That way you could focus on your business, whether that is just your professional license and what you could do that, or maybe your business is your group of people that you're organized with as a team, collectively generating business, or maybe, again, at an even larger level, your own brokerage. Now, to get to each of these levels here, as we're trying to, level up, as we're trying to go from here to here to here to here to here to here, and it's not always these clean jumps. This is almost just the illustration of, where you may be at right now as a consumer. How do you get to the ability to be a professional? Especially when it looks like this steep, this wall, essentially, that you're hitting. How do you get to that next level? Well, you could try to scale this cliff here, or you could find somebody who's already scaled the cliff to get in their elevator and ride that to the top. So this is, an example of training, development, information, and this is one of the reasons why starting your own business is so much more within reach through a real estate license compared to most other businesses, because you're able to so much leverage what someone else hasn't been able to do. So that way you're not even necessarily going like this, or even just trying to hope you make it up this steep brick wall here, but you're taking the elevator, you're taking the fast track to get to that next level. And again, maybe you want to now become a team. Well, what's made you a professional, there's a different set of things it is that you need to become a team. Because what makes you a professional, what makes you good at selling real estate, doesn't necessarily make you great at running a business. You might be good at running a business, but how much of a business is it when the business is just yourself? It could be a very profitable business, but when you want to go beyond 6 figures, when you want to make 7 figures in real estate, to some degree, you're going to have some sort of help, probably. And that could just be even support that your brokerage is providing that could help get you to these more elevated levels. But no matter what it is that you're able to do alone, no matter how high that figure may be that you're able to generate on your own, with the necessary structure and parameters and with the right information, you could easily multiply. I shouldn't say easily multiply, but with everything correct, with everything as it should be, with a team, effectively, you're able to multiply. Now, the whole easier said than done part of this is what got you to become a professional won't necessarily get you to be an expert at running a team. It's a new set of information. It's a new set of parameters. It's a new understanding of what your role is. And, making this transition. That's interesting. Made an error for us there. But making this transition here from a professional to a team is not too different than making the transition from being a consumer to being a professional. Because as a consumer, you might know a little bit about real estate. You might even own real estate. Again, you might even be an investor. You might even be, to some degree, a professional investor. But then how much more of a professional can you be? How much more of options could you provide to find the best solution for your potential clients? If you're just an investor, there are times where being an investor, being able to help somebody move out of a property faster is sometimes more important than getting top dollar for the property. That's how companies like Opendoor are scooping up properties left and right, because there's homeowners that don't necessarily want to get top dollar but want to sell faster. And so there's lots of opportunity there. And the way that companies like Opendoor and these other iBuyers are able to do this effectively is by the numbers. They buy at a lower amount than would be market value. Now, they're typically not buying properties that are listed on the market, because those are usually priced more appropriately to market value, and then they can even then get offers above market value. So, coming to somebody before they go to list it on the market, the only reason why they wouldn't necessarily want more money is because of time, because that's the only reason why we wouldn't use that option of listing it. And here's the thing. You could simply, if you're an investor and you're approaching somebody about purchasing their property, and they don't necessarily want to sell it at the price that would make sense for you as an investor, because, most investors like to say something along the lines of you profit on the buy. What does that mean, that you profit on the buy? Well, these same kind of next steps here, when you're planning for the next step of, okay, I'm going to buy here and I'm going to sell here. Well, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't want a triangle. If we want to buy here and we want to sell here, if we know we could sell here and we buy here, we profited on the buy. There's lots of investors that are doing this right now where they're literally flipping, and this is the most risky way to invest in real estate, is just flipping, because it's on speculation that properties will increase dramatically in price, which the dramatic increases that usually make this super worthwhile are usually not sustainable. But when you're able to buy for less than the market value, you profit on the buy. And again, that might make sense for a consumer that doesn't have the time to sell at the market value. And, being an investor, if this doesn't appeal, and this is more so what this person is looking to do, and they've got the time to ride this out, why should you just walk away without making any money? Why would you walk away without having any opportunity when literally all that stands in your way is a 1-week class and a couple exams, fingerprinting and an application? And look, here's the thing. You might say, well, I don't want to be a realtor. I don't want to list the property for sale. Of course you don't. You're busy being an investor. And honestly, if you have the funds to invest, going back to these next steps, these next stages right here, if you've got the money to invest, we're just talking about being able to make more money for your time. And so one way it is you could do that is you could join a referral brokerage. All you have to do is make the connection. So if you've heard of wholesaling contracts before, think of this instead of flipping contracts, that you're flipping a person, as weird as that sounds. But you're essentially making a contact with somebody, and you're referring them to a practicing real estate professional. Now, in order to do this legally, you must have an active, valid Florida real estate license if you're located here in Florida operating this. Now, you could actually refer business all over the world. You could refer business literally all over the world. Now, you can only practice real estate here in Florida, but again, if you're not interested in practicing real estate, you just want to be able to take your connections, what could have been a potential client for, maybe this doesn't make sense, again, for them to, maybe you can't pay enough for what it is that would make them want to move out now. So maybe they are willing to wait. And if there's a realtor that's going to come along and there's going to be a 6% commission or 3% commission or whatever it is that gets negotiated, you could earn, say, 25% of that, potentially even more if this is a quality referral. Especially if you're a quality source of referrals, especially if you have a relationship with real estate agents that you're providing leads to. People that are digital online marketers, digital online leads might not be as valuable as a, more personal type of connection, but again, it's whatever you negotiate for your referral fee. And referral fees, as we speak about that, because again, there's so much of this that applies just literally across the board here. If you're a consumer right now and you're seeing one of the roadblocks of you becoming a professional is maybe some of the costs to get started running your own real estate business. Getting started building a referral business is going to be significantly less expensive than basically any other way of practicing real estate. If you're actually practicing real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, or any sort of arena where you're trying to broker deals in more of a business capacity, you could work for a builder. There's a lot of different things it is you could do. But if you're trying to maybe do this part-time and you want more of the financial freedom, the be your own boss, the entrepreneurial business type of route, that's where I'd highly advise you to look into real estate referrals. So real estate referral brokerages are, again, essentially a brokerage that doesn't allow you to practice real estate, but you could refer the business out. And so this could be a great way for getting started because one of the major expenses, so say if you're going to do residential real estate. So residential real estate is the most common place where real estate professionals begin. And most of the time, if you want to be able to do business, it's almost impossible to do. It is possible, but almost impossible to do without the tools that you get from the Association of Realtors. And these are so it's legal, but it's a lot more difficult without these tools such as the MLS, such as the electronic lockbox system, such as the fill-in-the-blank contracts. So when you're cooperating with other brokerages, you have standardized contracts, so all you're looking at is the blanks. You're not having to hire attorneys to interpret contracts. So those tools, that typically costs like $1,000 to get started. And if you're practicing real estate, you go make a $10,000 commission because you sold a $333,000 house at 3% commission. That $10,000 commission is going to pay for that $1,000 many times over. But let's say, again, you're just getting started and, maybe you want to save up the money. Maybe you're not ready to start practicing real estate yet, but maybe you have leads, you have connections. Rather than putting yourself in over your head, get your real estate license because none of this matters if you don't have a license. You can't earn any compensation even for a referral without an active, valid real estate license. But you could take all of those leads, wherever it is that they may be buying real estate, and refer them to literally any brokerage anywhere in the world. And again, a referral fee might be 25%. It's negotiable. You could do more, you could do less than that. You get a good reputation with your referral partners, you might be able to collect a higher referral fee, especially if you're consistent with providing leads. So we've had people come to Tampa School of Real Estate that are very well-connected people, very well-known people, that they're not coming to this to be able to practice real estate. Maybe it's something that's neat that they could do, but what they're really trying to do is just take advantage to monetize their network. You've heard people say your network is your net worth. Well, everyone needs a place to live. And on top of that, people need commercial real estate. They might need any type of real estate. It doesn't matter. Your real estate license allows you to refer business to basically any brokerage in the world, residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural. As long as people know you and you could somehow work into the conversation that you know a thing or two about real estate and you're well connected, you have a network of people you could refer business to, you've got a team, and if you're well respected, and maybe you're a real estate investor, this might appeal to you. This might be something that you could share. Oh, you've got a house to sell? Well, let me get you connected with a real estate agent. I've got a great network of agents. I don't practice real estate myself, but I've got a great referral network that actually helped me sell my own properties. whether that is something that you're doing because you're an investor, or maybe it's just something that you know a lot of people, and you don't have to be an expert in real estate to be able to talk about real estate with other people. And if you know enough to be dangerous, you could simply refer that lead to somebody who knows how to play with fire, who has the tools to play with fire, who could handle and guide your clients through this transaction. And you could develop a reputation as a connector of people. And again, you could get paid a referral fee. But now, having that knowledge, you could see a little bit more how that could be more of an elevator to take you to that next level, that idea. I'm constantly reading books, listening to audiobooks, doing different types of trainings and courses. I've got different coaches. I've got all kinds of different things where I'm constantly trying to expand what it is that I know, because I could often find a little idea that might be worth $1 million. It's out there and hiding in plain sight in books and even YouTube videos. Now, granted, there's a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. Don't get too caught up on that, because not everything you see on the internet works. But when you see literally there's over 300,000 people in Florida that have a real estate license. Now, you might say, wow, 300,000 people, is there any business left? Yes, there's 22 million people here. Potentially between 22 million and 30 million, depending on how many people it is that we're counting that are here. As it relates to tourism, as it relates to all the new people that have moved here since the last census. So there's a lot of people here in Florida. Say if we do have 30 million people here, that means only 1% of them have a real estate license. That means for every one person that has a real estate license, there's 99 clients. 99 clients times a $10,000 commission for, and technically the average sale price in Florida right now is like $350, but let's say it was $330. But 99 clients times $10,000. You can see how this quickly adds up. And the thing is, there's a lot of real estate agents that aren't even necessarily using their license to practice real estate. There's a lot of real estate agents, and I wish I had the count of this, but a large percentage of them aren't even practicing real estate. They're simply using their real estate license in a referral capacity. And that's honestly the easiest way to build a business out of real estate. It's through referrals. Now, you could build more of a business. That's where, this might be what the path looks like for you. Maybe you're a consumer. Or maybe you are an investor right now and you're trying to increase your flows of income. But maybe that next level for you is referrals. And then maybe then you become a professional. It's up to you how quickly it is that you want to move through these different stages. And remember, it's going to be extremely difficult to climb these cliffs on your own, which is why real estate already is just such a great environment. I've been an entrepreneur for most of my life, and I've had a lot of other business ventures that I've been a part of myself and also have been around, that I've been able to see firsthand some of the differences, and I've been able to see a lot of people succeed in different types of ventures. But I've also seen a lot of failures with different types of ventures, real estate included, because if you don't set yourself up for success, if you don't put yourself in the right environment, if you don't have the right guidance, if you're not taking the right actions, this could, rather than being a great investment, it could be a big waste of time. And that's why we're here every single week, Wednesdays and Fridays, is to have this resource available to literally everyone who is interested in finding out more about a career in real estate, building a business through real estate, about investing in real estate. We've created this here to help give you information, to help keep you guided, to help keep you on track. But there is so much more. Getting teamed up with a great brokerage. And, you've got to make sure that you're finding the right fit for you. Because if you're just trying to earn referrals, this is a great example. If that referral business makes more sense for you and what you're trying to do to get started, maybe you're somewhere, this is your path. Maybe this is your path, as opposed to just going from whatever it is you're doing now to being a practicing real estate agent. This could make a lot of sense, especially if you already have leads and you don't necessarily have the time or the resources or whatever it is to actually be the professional yourself. You could refer that to a professional for, again, a 25% referral fee. And some of the things it is that you realize as you're trying to build more of a business out of things, and this is why this is so much of a business. Even if you are just doing a part-time referral business, this is very much a business because you're not necessarily doing the work. I would argue that a referral business is more of a business than, just getting a real estate license and starting to practice real estate. If a business is truly what you're after. Because you practicing real estate yourself, you doing it all, well, that's more so being a professional. And the demands are higher for a professional, although the paydays are higher for a professional. So you've got to find that right balance. Would earning the $10,000 commission make more sense for you? Or would earning $2,500 or 25% of that $10,000 commission make more sense because you're just making the connection and someone else is doing the rest of the work for the other $7,500 that they're splitting with their broker? So that idea, again, going back to our first chart where we were talking about, getting to these higher levels of whatever you want to build your real estate business into. Because if you want to be a team that's just like this, think of it just like referrals. That you're simply involving another agent to do the work, but you're the one producing the lead. When that's a more closely held group of individuals and you're more so somewhat responsible for the actions of this team, that's more so what a team would be. So it's actually very similar to what you could do on a very small scale of starting a referral business. You get your real estate license. There's going to be some costs associated with that to get your courses, for your pre-licensing, for your post-licensing, for your exam, for your application. A few $100s there. But you avoid the cost and the recurring cost of the MLS and the realtors. And here's the great part, is you could always go to that next level. You could always decide to go from, okay, I'm ready to actually do the deals myself. I've maybe saved up enough money that I'm ready to invest fully and fully commit to being able to do this full time. If you're trying to transition from part-time real estate into full-time real estate and you've got a really demanding full-time job that leads you very little time to actually do real estate, referrals can be your best friend. And you could be a professional. And maybe you're such a professional that you're generating more business than you know what to do with. So what can you do with that business it is that you don't know what to do with? That you don't have time for? You could refer it to somebody who does have time. And as you start to do that, maybe you realize a couple agents are really good. And you might say, hey, you know what? We make a really great team. You've been doing really well handling all this extra leads. How about we make this official? And you could join my team I'm building. See how, again, there's so many of the same things that whenever it is you're trying to get to that next level, in order to have that elevator, you have to leverage something. You have to leverage knowledge. You have to leverage other people to a certain degree. Not necessarily to get started, but it's going to help you go further faster when you have others that are all on the same team, that are all moving towards the shared goal. Rather than it being just a non-stop sprint, a marathon that you're running, it's a relay race. That's what this is here. And again, whether you're just doing referrals or you're trying to start a real estate team or you're starting a real estate brokerage, you want to know the number one question new agents have about the brokerage it is that they join? The number one question is, do you provide leads? So as a brokerage, that's one of the main reasons that real estate agents might look to you as a brokerage is, will you refer me leads? So what is it that really makes this a business? The business is taking opportunities and converting them into money. That could be you converting them into money. That could be others you're working with closely converting them to money. That could be others you don't even have to work with closely to make the money. Or you could have your own brokerage where you've got a whole team of agents who often, no matter how many leads your real estate brokerage provides you, here's the thing you've got to notice here. What makes it a business? What is the least common denominator here that is necessary at all levels? That's needed if you want a brokerage, that's needed if you're having a real estate team, that's needed if you're practicing real estate, and that's needed for referrals. There is one thing that's universal across the board. Leads. So if you want your own business, your business, how many leads can I get and how can I best monetize those leads? Whatever that next level is, whether you're just trying to do referrals, you need people. You might already have those connections. You might have some ideas of how to build leads. And again, if you're not confident or you don't have the time or it's outside of your area, whatever the reason may be, you could still monetize that lead through a referral. Whether you're just doing referrals where you don't even have to join the MLS of the realtors, or you are a practicing professional and you just don't have time or it's outside your area or whatever the reason may be. And again, you're wanting to build a real estate team. Well, it's basically the concept of, okay, we've got these leads here. The team leader typically is the one responsible for generating the leads, and then they're referring those out to the agents. But see, that's the business there. Taking the leads and referring them out. You could do the work yourself and you can make more money per lead doing it yourself, but doing the work through others allows you to do an infinite amount of work. There's only so many clients you could help personally, but working through others, there's no limit. Because there's no limit of how many agents it is you could have working on your behalf. And really, when you start to double down on that concept, that's what a brokerage is all about. And as I've said, yes, a broker can provide leads. But if there's one thing it is you should take away from this, is who has the leads is who has the business. Who has the leads is who has the business. And if you want to be successful at any level here, any one of these levels, not as a consumer, there's not much you can do with leads. We call those friends. If you're just a consumer, well, we call your leads friends. If that's all you have is you don't have any way to monetize your leads, well, in that case, they're just friends. But if you have ways to monetize your friends, in that case, we could call them leads. You don't have to tell your friends we're calling them leads here. We could keep that between you and me. But you could refer them. And here's the thing. Why the general public might have a distaste to referring to people as leads is because, oh, this is some business that's going to take advantage of them, right? No. It's a business that, if you're doing your job, you're getting them connected with somebody who's going to be able to truly serve their needs and provide the services that they so desire. And this honestly is the more ethical approach, because as a new agent, you might not always be the best person to serve them. And so being able to take a step back and realize that, there might be somebody, because, we're here in Tampa right now. So imagine you're here in Tampa and you've got a deal down in Miami. Yes, you could drive there, but when gas is almost $5 a gallon, are you going back and forth to Miami? Is that going to be the best use of your time? And you might say, yeah, well, I just want to get any deal it is that I can. But at a certain point, you have to weigh in. Does it make more sense to allow somebody else who's more knowledgeable, who might have better access, who might have tools specific to that area, knowledge specific to that area? So it would make more sense to refer that business out, get them connected with somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who's going to take good care of them, somebody ethical, somebody honest, somebody that they could trust. Because you don't want to burn your relationships with all your friends / leads / co-workers / people it is that know you. Anybody it is that you communicate with, if you could talk to them about real estate, they could be a lead. And again, you could do the business yourself, or if it's outside your market, maybe you don't practice real estate, maybe you're too busy, you could always refer it out. And if you could get good at that, whether you're just doing referrals, whether you're actually practicing real estate, if you want to start a team, you're not going to be able to have a team if you can't bring food to the table. What do you need to bring food to the table as a team? Leads. Why would anybody else want to be on your team if you don't have leads? Oh, okay, well, no, I've already got this kind of... I mean, maybe it makes sense operationally. You could get efficiency. But again, if you want just my honest observation of what I've noticed is agents want leads, especially when they're new. That's one of the things the new agent thinks is, okay, I just need as many leads as possible. And you're right, your thinking isn't wrong. But you also need quality leads. Quality leads will be worth more in a referral. Quality leads are easier to close if you're the professional. Quality leads will be easier to close for your team and will be more valuable. Where you're able to, so it typically costs more to generate and nurture quality leads, just generally speaking. And so in that case, that's a more valuable service it is that you're offering. So whatever level it is, if you're getting leads from your brokerage, don't necessarily expect those leads with no strings attached, because that brokerage might be spending thousands of dollars on a monthly basis to generate those leads. So just like that lead, if you're a referral agent, is worth money, it's very typical that at a brokerage, if it's a brokerage generated lead, especially if it's a quality lead, that they'll have some sort of additional split or referral fee on that. Now, if it's not a quality lead, if it's just some random person it is that walked in the internet and maybe it's not a quality lead, that still might be worth something. It depends. But it for sure is worth something if it's quality. If it ends up to a closing, that's valuable. So leads, that's one of the elevators. Training. Having guidance and support and mentorship, especially, again, anytime it is you're trying to go to these new levels. Just like you needed help to get started in real estate, you're going to need help if you're going from a professional from a referral agent to a professional practicing agent. Just like you need help to start a team. Just like you would need help to start a brokerage. That's why a lot of brokers will go pay for a franchise because they don't know how to start a brokerage on their own. And so they'll go pay for a large corporation that's figured out a model for running a real estate brokerage. One thing, though, that's in common across the board, it doesn't matter where here you're trying to monetize, you need leads. Again, if you're just a consumer and that's all you are, we could call them friends. But when you have a real estate license, you could go the easy route, the simplest, the most basic route, and just be a referral agent. You could be a practicing real estate professional. You could start your own team. And you could someday start your own brokerage. You only need 2 years of experience in the last 5 years to become a broker. Once you have a broker license, you could stay with your current broker as a broker associate, or you could just file paperwork with the DBPR to start your own brokerage. And even if you're just a referral agent, anytime you spend as a referral agent, as long as your license is active with a referral brokerage, it doesn't matter whether it's a referral brokerage or otherwise, it's still going to count as active experience. So as the law stands right now, if you want to become a broker, there is no requirement for sales. It literally is just a time of having a license requirement. And if you've already went past your first renewal, you probably almost have 2 years worth of experience already, because your first renewal is typically about 18 months out or so. So as soon as you have 2 years experience, you're eligible to get your broker license. It's a course very similar to the sales associate pre-licensing, just a little bit more in depth, a little bit more detailed. But another 100-question state exam as well. You pass that, you could have a broker license. And you could stay with your current broker as a broker associate, or at any point, whenever you're ready to start your own brokerage, all you've got to do is file the necessary paperwork with the state. But leads are the name of the game. And here's the thing. If you don't generate leads, you could always find others who will. You could get referral agents. So referral agents can be a great source of leads for practicing real estate agents. So that might be where you're sourcing your leads from as a real estate professional, is from referral agents. Maybe you have a whole network of referral agents, so you're distributing those out to your team. Or maybe rather than paying on a per closing basis, you could subscribe to things like, say, Zillow, where they'll just give you leads. And typically with that, you could just pay a monthly fee. Or, if you're going to pay monthly, if you got a good website that's good at generating leads, you could just go directly to go pay Google or go pay Facebook, pay Meta to go advertise your website at all different places online to potential people that are interested in purchasing real estate in the markets that you serve. How will you build a business out of this? Well, really the question is, how will you get leads, number one, and then how do you provide them a great experience? And a lot of agents get too hung up on how do I provide a better experience. And it's great to have a glamorous experience of purchasing a home. But there always will be some obstacles to overcome. There always will be some ugliness, which is why, as good as you could make it, as smooth as you can make it, is always going to be beneficial. But the reality is, especially if you do want to be able to provide this premium, luxurious level of service, if you've only got one person to provide that service to, there's only so much you could do because there's only so many resources that you have. Whereas as you start to build more of a business out of this, you build more of a pipeline, you build something scalable and sustainable, that's where you could really become much more efficient because you're not having to spend as much time looking for that next deal, that you've got people lined up to do business with you. That's the power of getting good at generating leads. So that's really the question I would say for today, of how do you get to that next level. Well, how do you, again, either increase your reach or increase your audience? And then how do you monetize that? And how do you monetize it in the most effective ways? Which typically, again, includes offering multiple options. Like I said, mentioning earlier about, as an investor, being able to approach somebody, not just being able to buy the property, because maybe they do want to actually sell it, and then you could list it yourself if you're a practicing professional, or you could refer the business out to somebody who will do the deal. And now instead of you making $10,000, you're making $2,500, but just for making the connection. As opposed to the $10,000, yeah, it's more money, but you're doing all of the work. And whenever it is you're doing all of the work, that's more of a job than it is a business. So think of the ways it is that you could build more of a business. And in order to build more of a business, you've got to think of how you could expand your reach. Either expanding your reach to reach more people or being able to convert more of those people. And if you don't have any other opportunities, if you've only got one thing to convert somebody on, then you got to pretty much hard sell them that one thing. But when you have options, now you all of a sudden might be able to help more people because you have options. You might not know anything about commercial real estate, but if you have an active real estate license, whether it's with a referral brokerage or not, as long as it's active, you could refer that business to a commercial real estate broker that could help serve the commercial needs of that client. You get good at making those connections, that in and of itself can be a very powerful business. And it's just a question of how much of a business is it that you want to build through real estate. So I want to thank everyone for tuning into today's episode of Ask the Instructor. If you've liked today's episode talking about, building a business out of real estate, hit that thumbs up button to let us know you want to see more topics just like this. Make sure you're subscribed, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Hit that bell icon, or if you're watching on our website, tampaschool.com, just drop in your email and we'll actually send out emails whenever it is that we go live. And again, you can go to tsre.us. That's tsre.us. That'll take you right to our main site. You drop in your email on there, and it'll send you notifications whenever it is that we have new videos. So that's tampaschoolofrealestate.com or tsre.us. You can also call to speak to one of our advisors if you want some one-to-one help and advice on what are those next steps it is for your real estate career. How can you best build a business plan out of real estate? Call us up, 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. We have advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that they can. Again, that phone number is 813-333-2676. You can call us or text us at that phone number. You can also stop in our main office here in New Tampa if you want to come see us in person. However, the phone will get you to us a lot faster, 813-333-2676, or you can find all kinds of great information, all of our past videos, all at tsre.us. Again, make sure you hit that bell icon to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for us, and every button it is that says Tampa School Real Estate that you could press, just go ahead and do a favor and press that button for us, because that probably helps us out in some sort of way, and any way we could get our message out there further. If you know somebody that has been wanting to do real estate, or maybe somebody you think that would be good at real estate, share this video with them. You know, that's why we create this content, to help more people realize the opportunities that are right under your nose. We're going on like 30 million people here in Florida, and there's only like 300,000 people with a real estate license. So there's so much business to be had. And again, you factor in referrals, you're no longer limited to just the state of Florida. They can be buying real estate anywhere in the world. And this is something great for practicing agents. If someone's moving out of your market, don't just say, hey, best of luck wherever you're going. Refer them. Get them connected with a professional in that new area it is that they're moving to. They could help guide them into their next home. Help make that process easy, because making that process easy is worth a big chunk of the commission. Maybe 25% in a referral capacity. And again, that's something you want to think about at all levels, because whatever level it is that you're using your real estate license, referrals are a way to make it more of a business, because again, you're leveraging other people to do the work while you're still getting paid. So any way it is that you could do that, that builds more of a business. And that's, if what you're looking for out of real estate first and foremost is more of a business, that's where I would consider that as that referral option as a very viable option to get started in real estate, because it's going to significantly lower the amount of cost you'd have to actually get a real estate business up and running if you're just doing it in a referral capacity only. So if you have any questions about that, if you want to find out when our next classes are coming up, again, you can go online to tsre.us or call or text us 813-333-2676. Share this information today with anyone it is that you feel would benefit from it. And look, if you want to become a referral partner of Tampa School of Real Estate, just go to tsre.us/refer. You could actually sign up and we'll pay you a commission for anybody it is that signs up through your link. And you know, for years we've relied upon word of mouth advertising to help grow our business, because we rely on providing a superior experience. So that way you tell your friends when they want to start in real estate, hey, you got to go to Tampa School of Real Estate. Hey, try out this real estate thing. Make sure you go to Tampa School of Real Estate. Well, now we want to reimburse you for that. We want to pay you for that. So sign up at tsre.us/refer. Anybody that signs up through your link, you get a commission, and that could go right to your PayPal, or we'll actually double it as a store credit if you want to apply that as store credit, if you want to use that for your own courses, for getting started, for post-licensing, for taking your broker course, or even if you want to gift those coupons to a friend or family, you're able to do that as well. But whatever questions you have, whether it's getting started or how you could take your business to the next level, build more of a business through real estate, again, tsre.us or 813-333-2676. I want to thank you all for joining in with me today. We'll be back on Friday for State of Real Estate, but until then, have an epic day. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching. The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline, I don't need to do post-licensing yet, but look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing.